everybody, I'm Zach with the Dive Shop Kansas City. I've got Marty here with me. She's one of our instructors. Wanted to kind of just talk to everybody. Marty and I were conversing the other day. What's one of the number one questions your students ask you about gear?
About gear, the first thing they put on is their BC, their buoyancy compensating device. That we call it a BC, we call it a BCD, but that is one of the first things that students ask about. Why do I want this one? Why are you wearing that one? Which one should I get? So there's a lot of options, and telling them about those is one of their first questions.
Yep, that is a fair point. There is a lot of options when it comes to BCDs, especially in this day and age. You've got jacket inflate, you've got back inflate, you've got back plate and wing, you got specialty BCDs like side mount BCDs, all of those things. It can be really confusing for new divers that don't really know a whole lot about their gear. Let's start with the jacket. That's probably going to be one of the most common ones that you're going to see, especially with rental gear. I know all our students are going to be in a jacket inflate when they're in the pool. Yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on a jacket BCD?
So the jacket BCDs, like you said, these are very common for training, for renting. This is likely what students or divers will be using when they're renting. It's a beefy BCD. It inflates both on the back and around the side here.
So it inflates, comes around the back and the sides. That's why they call it a jacket BCD, right? Or jacket inflation.
Yeah, it's kind of like a life jacket. It kind of inflates in all those same places.
Gotcha. One of the other things, like with the life jacket, it's going to hold you a little bit more vertical, right?
Yes, yes. This one's a little bit easier when you're on the surface. You put a little bit of air in. Another feature on these is you get pockets on some of the more streamlined and the back inflates. Sometimes you won't get a integrated pocket there. So on this one, you've got a pocket that you can stash your snorkel, put your cutting tool, something like that in there.
Okay, so this one's got integrated pockets, but it's also, looking at it, it's also weight integrated, right? So that means that we can put our ditchable weights in the BCD as well, right?
Correct. And that is this pocket here that just comes right out. So on this BC, you can use a weight belt if you like, but this is the integrated weight system, so you can just put that and tuck that back into your pocket there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, a little bit, like you said, I think it's a little bit more beefy BCD, probably a little bit more difficult to travel with. One of the other things about these jacket BCDs, typically they tend to be kind of entry-level BCDs. So a lot of the components, they're not really modular. It's just going to be stitched together. So if you have a strap that gets cut or something like that, it's a little bit more pain in trying to get that fixed than with a modular system, right?
Yes, you are correct.
So we've got jacket inflate, then we've also got back inflate, right? And so this would be an example of a back inflate BCD. And spoiler alert, that means it inflates on the back.
Right. There's a hint in the name.
Yeah. But one of the nice things about back inflates, which that's my preference. I'm always going to go with the back inflate given my druthers, is it's a lot more open and clean in the front. And a lot more compact, right? So you could travel with this BCD pretty easy.
Yes, and this one in particular also, so like we said, your bladder is going to be on the back, kind of around your tank, and then on the side you don't have that air pocket, and so you will have your weight pocket. Again, this is an integrated weight system. This one also has where you can take off this weight pocket and just put in a strap there. That makes it a really nice travel BC, and then you can wear a weight belt with that if you don't have those weight pockets. So yeah, just a little different style. As you can see, it's quite a bit more sleek and a little less bulky. So depending on what you're wanting, this does have more modular components. You can adjust things on this one more than the jacket BC. Very
cool. And then the other option, which is starting to get a lot more popular, is the back plate and wing. So the back plate and wing is almost completely modular. You've got the back plate itself, which is what's giving you some negative buoyancy, but you can tailor that. It can be set up for aluminum, stainless steel, soft back plates. So what that will allow you to do is you can drop a little bit of lead off your system. You don't have to carry those weights if you don't want to. Being that it is completely modular, cool thing about this BCD, Marty, is it'll work for me or it'll work for you.
Wow.
Yep. All we have to do is readjust the straps.
Nice.
But they literally will fit anybody.
That's great. Where do you put your weights on this one?
That's a great question. So give you an example, if I'm just doing a single tank recreational dive, aluminum 80, I need about 5 or 6 pounds of lead. The stainless steel back plate weighs 5 pounds. So I just use the back plate. That's my weight.
Yeah.
If I need more lead, so say I'm going to go dive a dry suit and I need more weight, I can put ditchable weight pockets on this system so that I can add more lead to it. Again, they're totally modular. The nice part about it being modular as well, if I cut this wing, no big deal. I just pull the wing off and put a new wing on.
Yeah, those nice features. I like that modular.
Yeah.
I like those modular units.
And super flexible. So this will work with single tank. It'll work with doubles. It's just a matter of pulling off the single tank adapter and then bolting it onto a set of doubles.
All right.
Yep. So, quick question. Given your druthers, what are you diving?
Well, I definitely have a favorite, and it literally has my name on it. Mm-hmm. This is the one we showed you second. This is the one that I use. This is actually my actual BC. This is that Hydros BC. I love this modular system where I can take these pockets on or off. Some of the features that this one and a lot of these have is you can change out these pockets for different colors, white, yellow. I like to use yellow because I like to be my dive buddy to be able to find me when you look into a sea of black wetsuits. I like that. I know my buddy's in white. He knows I'm in yellow. That's some of the nice features. The other thing I love about this is my alternate air source is right here on my inflator hose. So generally you'll have, on your right shoulder, you'll have that alternate air source on a yellow cord. I like that this is right here. It's very handy, and then I would give someone my regulator out of my mouth. So I like that. It eliminates one hose, so you're a little bit more streamlined. It's a great travel BC. There's just so much less material that I can finish a dive and wait my 24 hours before I can fly, and this thing I can rinse it out and it'll be dry before I go, so I don't need to waste any weight coming back. So yeah, for me, I really love the back inflate. That's where I like my buoyancy to be. So
awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like a great travel BCD.
It really is.
Well, cool. Yeah, so that's some kind of basic primer into BCDs. You certainly can go down the rabbit hole. All kinds of different options, even within those.
Yes.
But yeah, if you have any questions about them, come in and see us. We love to talk gear here, and we can help get you set up.
Happy diving.